Thanks. Yeah, so we actually have a few minutes to kill before. Well, actually, no, I only had this up because since we're switching between public advocate and comptroller candidates, we want to make sure everyone knows who's running for what. So we want to make sure things are as less confusing as possible. But is Theo still here? Uh, I'm sure you can email Theo and he will be glad to tell you the difference between SDA and DSA. This is all being recorded, right? So they probably are picking this up. um, so we have a few minutes to kill. So the organizers are just going to give a little brief overviews of each of our various organizations. As I mentioned, I'm the president of the Independent Neighborhood Democrats. It is the Democratic Club for the 52nd Assembly District, which all of you that are watching live or in person right now are in. So we have been around since 1970. We were started as a reform club, basically going against the county machine and a lot of their opposition to the Vietnam War. Uh, so mostly we try to make sure we run candidates for public office and party office that are reform minded. Half joke that we like to say is that we want to make sure that we have judges that know the law are not someone's brother-in-law. Uh, we, of course, run candidates for judicial delegate, judicial alternate, county committee, and basically everything up and down the ballot. And of course, I'm going to have to say this. I'm sorry to all the other clubs. I love you all, but we were also ranked the number 6 political club in all of New York State. Yes. I'm sorry. Well, you can blame the editors at City and State for that. Diana, you want to come up next? Talk about CBID?
Hello, everyone. It's me again, Diana Gonzalez. I'm the immediate past president of the Central Brooklyn Independent Democrats and currently the district leader for the 44th Assembly District. Thank you. CBID has a similar origin story. We started in 1968. We've been an independent, reform-minded club ever since. What we have coming up is we will be having our next endorsement meeting on February 13th. We're going to endorse civil court judges. We'll endorse in the Brooklyn DA's race. We'll endorse for city council in a few council districts. And I'm sure I'm forgetting something. The mayor, yes, the mayor, the controller, the public advocate, the borough president, judicial delegates. If you want to know what that means, just find me after and ask me. And so it's a great way to get more involved in your community and to get face time with elected officials and hold them accountable for whatever things you want to hold them accountable for, just like we're doing right here. So who am I throwing it to next? Carlos?
Hello, everyone. It's great to be here in front of you in very normal times. So I'm Carlos Calzadilla. I'm the president of Brooklyn Young Democrats. We are the political club that represents all young people in Brooklyn. We're a reform political club. We endorse in elections. We're actually the only chapter in the entire state that endorses in primaries, which means that all the candidates want to talk to us, which is great. But we give a voice to young people here in this borough. We also stand up for our democratic ideals. We've been fighting in Southern Brooklyn for our democratic candidates against Republicans, and we also have a lot of fun. If you know anyone, if you're yourself a young person who wants to get involved, things are crazy. Things are happening across the country, but locally and organizing as young people, building community as we will do. So that's it about me. Who's next? You can go get. Okay. Justine Dowden from BK Forge.
Yes, I'm Justine Dowden. I'm a co-chair of BK Forge, which stands for Brooklyn for Reproductive and Gender Equity. We are an all-volunteer grassroots group. We started right after Trump got inaugurated the first time, and we're very active in the Reproductive Health Act advocacy, and most recently put a lot of effort behind Prop 1, the New York Equal Rights Amendment, which passed with over 60% of the vote. And now we have a large legislative advocacy agenda now because, it feels like crises are coming from all over the place. But in general, our focus is abortion access and reproductive health care and justice. And I'll also plug our next event, which is on Saturday, the 8th, and it's our Palentine's party. So we are writing notes of thank you and Valentine's for independent abortion providers. And it's a very fun and uplifting, family-friendly event. We craft and drink and show our appreciation. So that's at Young Ethel's, which is a bar in South Slope, from 2:30 to 4:30 on Saturday.
Hello, everybody. My name is Joe Jordan /Jordan / however you want to pronounce it. I'm the president of Lambda Independent Democrats of Brooklyn, which is Brooklyn's largest, oldest, and only queer LGBTQ plus Democratic Reform Club. Founded in 1978. Thank you. Not to say that I founded it in 1978. I would look great for that. We are dedicated to elevating queer voices in politics, especially in Brooklyn at the local level, protecting all members of our community. We're going to be doing so again this weekend. We're joining for the Trans Rise Up for Trans Youth Rally. That's going to be in Union Square at 1 p.m. You guys should join us for that. It's going to be a great time. And yeah, we cannot just be silent. As the old poster says, silence equals death. And we're going to see some shitty times coming ahead of us, everybody. But yeah, should I give this back to Seamus or? Oh, Tony. Yeah. Well, Tony, what? Tony or other Joe? One of the other Joes. Yeah, come on over.
Hey everyone, good evening. My name is Joe Crescioni, and I'm here representing Indivisible Brooklyn. Indivisible Brooklyn got its start similar to BK Forge. It started with Get Organized Brooklyn that Brad Lander he organized right after Trump won the very first time. A number of organizations came out of that, and Indivisible Brooklyn was one of that. We take our cues from the Indivisible National Playbook. So we're not really a political club. We're more of an action-driven type of club. So we do organizing, we do demonstrations, we do letter writing, we've done phone relays. We just about do everything. For example, last Sunday, we did a very ad hoc type of demonstration outside of Chuck Schumer's residence in Park Slope, Brooklyn, because the Democrats are pretty much not doing anything to fight Trump or the Trump agenda. And we've just pretty much had it. We're very angry. So we did that. We also had a fairly large group outside of both Schumer and Gillibrand's offices yesterday demonstrating. And we actually were able to sign letters. And Adam, who's also with Indivisible Brooklyn, was able to meet with representatives of Schumer, at least, right? I don't know if you met with Gillibrand's people. And we have another demonstration coming up this Saturday morning outside Chuck Schumer's residence. He lives on Prospect Park West, and we need to wake up these people because they have been sleeping on the job while our democracy is dying. So that gives you some idea of the passion that Indivisible Brooklyn has. And I'll finish by saying we had our first meeting yesterday after Trump actually took office. And there were well over 100 people squeezed into Danona Rosta, an Italian restaurant on 7th Avenue in Park Slope, because people are terrified and people want to feel like they're able to do something. So come to Indivisible Brooklyn. It's a great crew. We have pizza, and it's really a great organization, and I'm very happy to be part of it. So that's Indivisible Brooklyn. Thank you. And now Zoe, Gaby, also, our origins are kind of similar to ours.
Yes. Hello, everybody. So I'm Zoe Gabby, and I co-chair Go BK by Day. We also grew out of the larger group of Get Organized Brooklyn that Brad Lander started. And there were so many people when Trump first got into office that were so horrified and so needing to do something that it became pretty obvious very quickly that there were too many people and it was just too unwieldy. So we broke up into smaller groups. And so Get Organized Brooklyn by Day became one of those groups. And we meet every Thursday morning and have met every Thursday morning from 9 to 10 a.m. since we started back in 2017. April 2017 was our first official meeting. And except for a very short pause during the beginning of COVID, but then we started up again because we really needed it. We primarily, our action is primarily writing postcards or making phone calls. And we have speakers that come pretty much every week, whether they're candidates, elected officials, or people that want to speak about an issue that they are facing. For example, the Arrow Linen group came to speak a couple of times, and we wrote postcards and we did actions for them. And so, that's what we do. And so come and join us. If you feel like you really just want to get something off your chest, come join us. We meet right now at Zaytar's on 8th Avenue and 12th Street from 9 to 10 every Thursday morning. And we also we're hybrid, so we also meet by Zoom. So you can also join us that way. Thank you so much.
Thanks, Zoe. Hi, everybody again. I'm Tony Malone once again from New Kings Democrats. And New Kings Democrats was founded back in 2008 by some folks who had volunteered for the Obama presidential campaign and then decided they wanted to get involved in local politics. They went to the Brooklyn Democratic Party, and the Brooklyn Democratic Party said, no, thanks, we're good. So they were not deterred. Instead, they started a club, and we're still here trying to build a Brooklyn Democratic Party that welcomes participation, that engages with the grassroots and that is active in, doing all the things that a party could do, such as winning elections, beating Republicans. We especially need to do that in Southern Brooklyn. We've lost a lot of seats recently. And, to do that, we need a strong bench. We need a pipeline for candidates. And that's something NKD has been very focused on. We created Rep Your Block, which was discussed earlier today, the original, which is a program for anyone who wants to run for the lowest level of the Democratic Party, which is county committee. There are thousands of county committee seats in Brooklyn and everywhere in the city. Most of them go unfilled because people don't know about them. But anyone can run. You just need to collect a few signatures from your neighbor, and then you are an official in the Democratic Party. But those county committee members don't have a lot of power until we have party leaders that will empower them. So we are also recruiting candidates for district leader, which is the next level up, the leadership in the Brooklyn Democratic Party. And those folks are the ones that elect the party boss, the party chair. So we are always looking to support change-minded candidates for district leader who are willing to, listen to Democrats, listen to the grassroots, and not just toe the line for the machine. So if you're interested in any of this stuff, check us out at newkingsdemocrats.com. We have general meetings every month. Everybody's welcome. Our next one is on February 27th. And we do other events in the community. We endorse candidates. We just endorsed Shahana Hanif for city council in the 37th council district, and we'll be looking at candidates for mayor soon and for all the other offices that are on the ballot this year. I'll also remind everybody that if you are not registered as a Democrat, I'm sure everybody here is in this forum, but if you know anybody who's not, who fancies themselves an independent, not that there's anything wrong with that, or may have registered as a Republican in a misguided moment, let them know that if they want to have any voice in who's representing them, being registered as Democrat is really the only game in town in New York City, in most of New York City, because the primary is when these elections are decided. That's why we're here tonight, to hear from candidates in the primary. And you have until February 14th to be registered as a Democrat if you want to have a say in this primary. So let your friends, let your neighbors know that they should get on that. And thanks everybody for being here. I think we're still waiting for the next candidate to show up. Some of our candidates had some traffic coming here, but I can turn it over to Adam, who can talk a little bit about his club. No, sorry. I don't tell jokes. We already heard from Joe. I was calling on you, Adam, because I was just with Adam the other day, and Joe, other folks outside, Senator Schumer and Senator Gillibrand's offices in Midtown. And it was so inspiring to see, I mean, there's 14 organizations that showed up, about 300 people demanding that our senators, do more and take action to stop what's happening in Washington, D.C. And I think we're starting to see the results of that. I think that there really is a mass movement building that Democrats are not going to take this lying down, and that we need to use every tool to stop, President Musk or whoever it is from gutting our federal government. I did not bring an instrument, Howard. So I think I'm going to put Seamus on the spot and give it back to him, since he's our master of ceremonies for tonight. Maybe he can tell us a little bit about how this forum came together. And I'll say once again, thanks everybody for being here, and check out New Kings Democrats when you get a minute.
Actually, I'm going to pass things over to Susanna Pasquantonio, because she actually has an announcement about other ways that you can stay involved here. Do 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 do.
I never miss an opportunity. Okay, so I'm Susanna Pasquantonio, live in the area. Thank you so much for all being here tonight. And just want to make an announcement about another forum that's coming up this weekend. And it's a community forum to really mobilize local citizens, come together in light of the new federal administration and say, how do we still have power? How do we still protect immigrants? How do we still protect reproductive rights? How do we still find those little levers of power and push them, be it local, state, or federal? So this is being hosted by Council Member Shahana Hanif, Assembly Member Joanne Simon, and Senator Andrew Gennardes, and several fantastic groups that a lot of you know of will be there. A representative from NYCLU, a representative from York Immigration Coalition. So we will hear from them, but we will also have people ask questions so we can really think about how to mobilize our power and stay healthy, stay sane, but stay activated in the next 4 years. And I will just add that it's this Sunday, February 9th. So it's not the only good thing going on Sunday if you're a Super Bowl fan. And it's 12 to 2. It's at MS51 Auditorium, and that's on Fifth Avenue in Brooklyn. Okay.
And since, I guess, for all intents and purposes, we may be making money off of this with YouTube ads, she said superb owl for the record. No one understands that. It's a whole copyright thing. Yeah. Oh, it just wasn't funny. Okay. Wow. Way to make a guy feel good. Yeah. Yeah. So we're still waiting on our candidate, next candidate, who should be here like literally within the next minute or so. But who knows? Because I hate to put Danielle on the spot, but congestion pricing was supposed to work, and apparently hasn't been working fast enough. Yeah. I don't mean. So does everyone just hold tight, have a drink of water, talk amongst yourselves, use the restroom, whatever you want. We'll be back in like 2 minutes or so.